Today is fine day in California.
Huh?
Choose.
What is up, YouTube? My name is Mario, aka the Loot Box Hero. Check out the second channel, because the second channel is popping. Not to mention, I got a big video coming up over there. You know what I'm saying? Very soon, probably this weekend. Aka the real Super Mario here, bringing you another Pokemon Legends ZA and assorted video game news video. Alright, so we got some pretty interesting stories for you today. So, Nintendo has announced some interesting stuff coming to Nintendo Switch Online. We have some possible hints that we should be getting some sort of Nintendo Switch 2 reveal soon. Earnings calls have went down. You know what I'm saying? Things are looking interesting on the Switch 2 front. We've got some numbers are in, sales numbers are in, so you know we got to talk about that, as well as a massive Japanese video game company might be abandoning Nintendo Switch. We're going to talk about all that today. Of course, if you want to continue getting videos like this from me or any of my other types of videos, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that good stuff that YouTube requires you to do to continue getting videos from me. Follow me at twitter.com/RSMario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I'll shout you out at this portion of the video. Like today's lucky Twitter denizen, White Kitten. So White Kitten, she liked my video tweet. Thank you. You are awesome. And if you want to be awesome like White Kitten, you know what to do. Just like the video tweet or share the video tweet. That's all you got to do. You don't even have to follow me if you don't want to. But, you know, you can if you want to, though. So, let's get on into this. So Stealth says that, Stealth drops this little news nugget here. Says Nintendo announced that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team is coming to Nintendo Switch Online August 9th. So that's next week. So basically they're bringing more games to Nintendo Switch Online. I've not been a huge Mystery Dungeon fan. I think I played like one Mystery Dungeon game. I think that was like one of the DS Mystery Dungeon games. So Mystery Dungeon's alright. If that's your thing, then the OG Mystery Dungeon game is here now. So the thing is, the fact that it comes out on the 9th, I mean, and people are thinking that we're probably going to get a direct at some point. I mean, not a direct, Pokemon Presents at some point that week. So maybe they'll announce more titles. Maybe they'll finally announce that we're getting a Presents. I don't know, but news is news, though. So speaking of news, we have Riddler Q dropping a little bit of news. You know, since he hasn't done any leaks lately, since there's been nothing to leak, he's dropped some news. So he says Pokemon Animation Pokédex, produced by multiple Chinese animation companies, will be online August 5th. Each episode on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the first season. So I'm not 100% sure what Pokemon Animation Pokédex is, but I feel like this is another like Pokemon like animated side project. So Pokemon have a lot of projects like this. They had one last year, which was the trading card game one with the chick. What was it? Battle to the Top or Battle to the Best or something like that. So they do this from time to time, and I think it's pretty good. You know. The thing is, since this one is a Chinese animation, you don't really have to worry about it being westernized. You know, we did a video about that here on the channel if you want to check that out. Okay, so anime news. So, only 3 days from now, it will be the end of My Hero Academia, the manga. So, this is huge. I'm a big My Hero Academia fan. I've been a fan since season 1 of the anime. I'll be honest, I have not read the manga. So, this is one of the first times. Like, My Hero Academia came up around that time where I had kind of stopped reading mangas. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of watching the shows. Like, the last mangas I finished were Attack on Titan and Naruto Shippuden. Alright, so Naruto Shippuden. So those are the last two that I had finished. So I have never read the My Hero Academia manga, so I'm not caught up. I don't know what's going on. But it is coming to an end, so it'll be the official end of the story. I don't know if I'm going to check it out or not, because I mean, I'm caught up on the anime, but I don't know what's going on in the manga. So I did get spoiled a little bit. I did hear that I'm gonna spoil you guys. If you want to skip this, you know the timestamps in the description. But I heard that Deku proposed to Uraraka, and I'm like, yes, the shipper wars are over. We won. Okay, I have been for Uraraka and Deku since day one. Okay, I was like, yep, that's his girl. That's my ship right there. All right, and I don't really get into shipping wars because it can get really toxic and weird. But this one, I was like, nope, this is my ship right here. Okay, and so we win. All right, we win the shipper wars, baby. Okay, so back to Pokemon news. We have Cerebi.net that says Cerebi Update Pokemon Trainer Tour is a new show announced that will air on Prime Video and Roku from the 31st of July. This show follows various TGC players across 8 episodes. So basically, this is setting people up for Pokemon Pocket. So, you know, basically getting people interested in the TGC, giving you some behind the scenes of what's going on with Pokemon trading card game, letting you see Pokemon trading card game players, you know what I'm saying, and their lives, and basically try to get you connected with that before they announce this game. So interesting. If you want to, again, another Pokemon side project, if you want to check that out. I don't know. I might look at it. I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. So we get to the Switch 2 stuff. So Dr. Serkan Toto. Now we have talked about Dr. Toto on the channel before. And when I was doing the Switch 2 updates, you know, so he's been kind of a part of that. You know, he's been talking about Nintendo and stuff like that and technology for a while now. He says after falling 2.4% in regular trading today, Nintendo stock is falling another 8% after market close here in Tokyo. They just reported quarter one numbers that missed analyst estimates. Still unsure how they want to sell 13 million Switch units this fiscal year. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. I think that number is kind of made up for the shareholders. I don't think they're going to hit that number unless, like, they have maybe. Well, they announced that I think there's an Animal Crossing Switch Lite coming out, so that might help them. But they need to go ahead and drop that Switch 2 information. It's time. All right, when the stocks start tumbling, it's time. Look at what Disney did. All right, like freaking what's his name? Bob Iger saw the Disney stock tumbling. Saw that, you know, that Kathleen Kennedy was still murdering Star Wars, and so guess what? He brought back Iron Man. Or he brought back Robert Downey Jr. He brought him back. Why? Because the stock's tumbling. They need to get some hype going. Do you know what get hype going for Nintendo? Switch 2. I'm just saying. So we're probably gonna get some kind of Switch 2 thing in the next 2 to 3 months. I would say. I'll probably say September, you know, October, somewhere around in that time period. I can see them giving us the first details about the Switch 2. Even though it's probably not gonna release until second or third quarter of 2025, I can see them giving us some details, you know, at the end of this year. So, all right, so back to the Pokemon news. So it looks like Regulation H is going to drop this September. So if you don't know how Pokemon competitive works is they kind of have, they don't have seasons like Overwatch. Well, they kind of do have seasons, but they kind of call them like regulations. So every quarter or so, they change the rule set for Pokemon competitive. This is the new rule set, the new regulation set. So Regulation H starts in September, and so it bans all Paradox Pokemon, all the Treasures of Ruin, and all Legend Pokemon will be ineligible. This will be the format at LAIC. Regulation set G will be back from January to April. So basically, this is going to be, I guess this is the last big regulation update for Generation 9 as far as the competitive game goes. So I think this is going to be pretty good. I've been thinking about getting back into competitive Pokemon for a while now Because right now my main competitive game is Overwatch. But I've been thinking about dabbling back into Pokemon now, and now that the legends are gone, I think that might be my time, okay? Alright, you don't have to get taken out by Urshifu Cheese, or, somebody busting out the treasures of Ruin, and, like, you don't have to worry about none of that stuff. Now the only problem is you have to worry about stuff like Palafin, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, stuff like that. But other than that, though, I think this might be fun. All right, so numbers. So we got the numbers. The numbers are in. So as far as sales go, and Joe Merrick has that for us. He said, here are the most up-to-date numbers for all the main series Pokemon games thus far. Some, like Legends Arceus, are likely to be higher, but we don't have those numbers. Scarlet and Violet is just 1 million behind Sword and Shield, and will likely surpass it at the start of Generation 10. So basically, it's kind of weird that, of all the things that could prove this saying right, it would be Pokemon. And that saying is, Twitter is not a real place. Okay, online discourse, it ain't real. Okay, all right, because everybody took a dump on Scarlet and Violet. They hated Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet was the worst thing since, I don't know, people killing baby seals with clubs. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were saying. All right, the internet hates Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay, guess what? Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is the third highest selling Pokemon game of all time. It's about to become the second highest selling Pokemon game of all time. By the time we get to Generation 10, another years have changed, and it will be the second highest selling Pokemon game of all time. Do you know? I looked at the top 10. The top 10 games selling for 2024. Do you know what was not in the top 10? Pokemon Legends Arceus. All right. Fire Emblem Three Houses, Fire Emblem Engage. None of those games were in the top 10. You know what was in the top 10? Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. The fact that this game is still selling well means that there's definitely something there. Does the game have problems? Oh yes, most definitely. I've talked about them ad nauseum, but I think that I think the hate for this game is a bit much. And I think in a couple of years, when Generation 10 comes out and they announce something in Generation 10 that people don't like, we're gonna have the same conversation that we had last year about Sword and Shield. We're gonna be having that about Scarlet and Violet. Mark my words. All right, so we go down to some non-Pokemon news. So it turns out there is a big Japanese video game company that is somewhat done with the Nintendo Switch, or at least that's the way that they worded it. Capcom has fully given up on the Nintendo Switch for Monster Hunter Wilds. Goodbye, Nintendo. So I kind of expected this. I mean, because Monster Hunter Wilds looks really good. Okay, like it looks really good. Like I don't think you can adequately put that game on the Switch. Then of course with how Nintendo are kind of hesitant to drop the Switch 2, I can understand how Capcom kind of wants, like, hey, look, we need to drop this game. We can't afford to take the losses that Nintendo can. You know what I'm saying? Because allegedly Capcom slid like 40% on their stocks. That's a lot. That's a lot. People have lost, like, executives have lost jobs for less of a slide than 40%. Okay, Nintendo slid 8, Capcom slid 40. Okay, all right. So yeah, so they can't take the same losses Nintendo can. So of course they want to drop these big games, and Monster Hunter Wilds that's a massive game for them. So the article says Nintendo Switch, although it's still one of the highest sought after consoles, hasn't been receiving much love recently. AAA games are launching into the platform suffer its dated archaic hardware, almost a decade old at this point, and all of the attention is now pointed towards the successor. Capcom are the latest company to deride the console, saying it wouldn't allow Monster Hunter Wilds to utilize the technology to its limit as current generation hardware does, which is a no-brainer. All right, it's a no-brainer. You're not going to be able to make a game that looks like a PS5 game on the Switch. It's not going to happen. All right, so that's about it for this. You know what I'm saying? That's about it for this. This was a short one. Like I said, I kind of have a big project I want to drop on the second channel. I'm also working on a follow-up for the 5v5 versus 6v6 video. I ain't forgot about y'all. Y'all thought y'all cooking me up in the comments and then I won't gonna come back? No, it might take me a little time, but I'm coming back. I got answers, receipts, and replies. I'm ready. Okay, so you know, I got some more videos for you coming for you guys, but I didn't want to leave Friday empty. So that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real, and I will see you guys on Monday.